might be pretty nice. Play with pencils, paper, and dice.
Okay. I think we're ready to start now.
Are we? Because I need to start recording if we are.
All right.
I need to do my spells.
Well, you can do your spells while I do the introductory text, because I got to do the whole thing over again, because you guys keep dying on me because you suck at playing Dungeons and Dragons.
One time. Usually
One time.
Because we're dominant.
Literally 100% of the time we've played this campaign, you guys have TPK'd on me.
Okay, I can't fault your math, but I can fault your bald head.
Just read.
How
the
do you know I'm
intro.
bald? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. How could you tell I'm bald?
I see a massive red dent in your head from your headset.
Yeah, I know. See, I've been wearing a hat usually to avoid the dent, but the hat is not here.
Now we all see the hairline. Just shave it. I know you have a complex and you think you're like ugly or something with your head shaved, but I can see there's so little hair now. I can see your head. It's normal, man. It's normal.
It's Big Egg, Moze. It's Big Egg. Okay, let us begin, because I would like to actually play some Dungeons and Drag Queens tonight. Let's see here.
Cover girl, turn it down and left. Do your thing. It's in Drag
All right.
Queens. I couldn't help.
1, 2, James. 2, 3, Tass. 4, 5, 5, 6, Moze. 5, 6. Okay, Ivar.
Hi.
All right, so you are, as I look at your notes to figure out if anything is useful here, as you are sitting around one day around a campfire in the middle of the woods, you have been hired. Actually, we did this last, so we're going to do this new one. Okay, all three of you together have been hired to go and hunt down some werewolves. So you are actually know each other, because I can't see a scenario where you guys just say, "Hey, a bugbear, a cat, and a human. Let's all get on." Da 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 da. So,
We don't dislike vampires and werewolves and creatures of the night.
yeah. So let's see here. Werewolves in the mist. You've heard these dreaded words spoken again and again by farmers, merchants, and adventurers alike. The hamlets east of Daggerford have fallen prey to a pack of werewolves that spill out of a misty forest on nights of the full moon, cloaked in the crawling mist that seems to follow them wherever they go. The beasts spread death, mayhem, slaughtering adults, stealing children before retreating back into the woods. Others have tried to combat the werewolf menace with little success. You three were approached by one of the small towns in the area to guard the town against these vile werewolves. And you were each promised a good pay every night for the next 5 nights to guard the town. You've been here for 3 days, so each of you is paid 10 gold pieces, so each have 30 gold pieces on your person to guard the town. Versus these werewolves. And you have yet to see any werewolves, so this is like the best gig ever for you. Well, one night... Yes.
Oh, my post is actually like up on the roof of whatever direction they're attacking from, that forest they're coming from. I'm on the roof of the first house, and just like with my spear, because I can stab down 15 feet.
Okay, making my life harder. Okay,
that's my post. That's my post whenever I'm guarding.
All right, so you're actually in let's say a ruined farmhouse just on the very edge of town. So as close to the town as you could possibly be while being outside of town, because you're a bugbear and they don't like you very much.
Come now.
So you're
fine. I have vouched for him.
You're a cat. They don't much like for you either. They were going to pay you 15 gold a day, but one of them threw like 3 coins down each. No. They were, so far, yes. The town, you guys were hired, this is one of the smaller towns you were hired principally because as a mixed group, they figured they could get you cheaply, which they did. Even at 10 gold a night, they consider the price well worth it. So Moze, you're all three of you are sitting by this old dilapidated farmhouse. The farmhouse is in poor shape, but it at least serves the function of giving you guys a headquarters that's on the outskirts facing towards the forest. Ivar spent the entire time standing on the roof, walking around, breaking through the stone shingling in general, but he hasn't found any werewolves. Where have you been, Leaf?
I've been prancing around, pulling my way around the bottom of on the ground underneath the building where Ivar is, and occasionally I just climb up and ask him if he knows about any lost civilizations or knows if he's ever been to Mastika.
No, I was orphaned on a battlefield. Barely remember the tribe. Mostly
Well, the battlefield could have been a lost civilization.
Maybe. Did this lost civilization have mud huts and lots of dead bodies?
I'm not sure. The last time I checked, it was full of small huts and this horrible 3-story house with a metal gate on it, and then there was a castle, and there was lots of fog.
Maybe. Lots of years. I was a tiny child.
All right. While the two of you are talking, Tass, what have you been doing this whole time?
Feeding small children.
Okay, then. All right, so Tass is once again, early in the evening, walked over to the tavern and started to get drunk. Strangely enough, they still pay him, but you guys are getting kind of upset with him for walking over to the bar.
Nonsense. Tass is protecting the civilians inside the bar.
Gotcha. Well,
what if we are attacked while he's in there? Come on.
You're very large. I'm sure we'll be fine.
That's not how it works. Equal pay for equal work.
Somebody has to keep the townsfolk safe.
Yeah.
all right.
The large majority of the townsfolk are at the bar.
He has a point, but still.
They don't want us in there, though. It's not fair.
When I'm on the clock, is all I can eat and drink for free.
Yep. The bar won't even let either of you two in. Well, they let you in once, Leaf, but you decided that you did not want to be in that bar.
Yes, the people gave me lots of strange looks, even though I've offered many restorative spells and things to help them out with their day, but they decided to cover me in mead.
They said you sharpen claws on furniture.
I sharpen my claws on the sharpening posts.
No, those are supports for building for roof.
No, those are sharpening posts. Where I come from, those are sharpening posts.
No, not anywhere else.
All right. Well, you see Tass stumbling, half drunk, back into the farmhouse.
Oh, good, he's back.
I had to have this small child help me back.
A small child is with him, apparently.
He's half.
Now what do I do with it?
All right.
Send it back.
Agreed.
It's not ripe yet.
You have strange drinking partners, Tass.
The halfling is really drunk at him under the table. At any rate, as Tass is sitting there and you are standing next to him, Leaf, you notice through the corners of the building a amount of fog is starting to pour into the building.
Great. Now we have to guard this guy too. I mean, he's in no shape to fight.
Perhaps, but look at the fog.
It's foggy.
Ivar, as you look around, you realize it's gotten very, very foggy. There's like an almost constant stream of fog. And in fact, your line of vision has been significantly curtailed. You can only see about 40 or 50 feet out. You can't even see but the edges of the trees in the forest. And as you look back, you realize the entire town is obscured from you, despite the fact that there's many lamps lit in that town. and it was generally a reasonably bright and nice place.
Damnation! The attack! It's happening now! Start running back towards the town.
What? I closed the book that I had pulled out and...
Alright. You rush towards the town. Unfortunately, you seem to get turned around and lost pretty quickly. Suffer a level of exhaustion. The air is very hard to breathe, and as you're turning around in all directions, you're pretty sure you should have hit the town by now, but you haven't.
What is this? I breathe cleaner smoke from campfires.
Ivar, follow my flute. I start playing my flute.
All right.
I come.
From a very distant, way behind you, you hear the flute being played. But as you turn around, you realize you were only 30 or 40 feet from the farmhouse.
Well, Leaf, I see you now. Come to me.
Leaf, as you look out, you can't see anything in that fog. There's nothing there. You just hear a very distant voice shouting at you to come out into the fog.
I cannot see you. I don't, and your voice is strange and distant. Just follow the sound of my flute.
I see the farmhouse. Just keep walking, but talk. The town doesn't seem to be here anymore. You have to come see. Bring the drunken sot.
Every step you take towards... It doesn't seem like you're making much progress towards the house, but every step does seem to take you a little closer to it. But it's not until you get probably 10 feet from the house that you can finally make out the fine details and see Leaf playing the flute quite passionately in the doorframe with a slight look of fear as you just explode out of the fog with no warning.
Ah!
Something is not right here.
Yeah. Tass, a shrill flute note wakes you up.
I hear the small child still.
The small child is still with you. She's crying, sad and terrified from the horror that is surrounding her.
Tass, can you walk?
You find that all of the alcohol-related sickness seems to have left you from the sheer terror of this experience.
If you cannot walk, you go in the bag.
Let's do this. Where are we walking to? There's obviously a thick fog, but I don't think we should be wandering too far.
The town we are to protect. I thought it was being attacked because of this strange fog. But the second you walk away from this fog, from this house, there's nothing anywhere. We must investigate.
Did they displace the farmhouse? The fog?
I don't understand. It's almost as if I had an intelligence of 8. What?
Yeah. As you're sitting there, you notice that the walls of the farmhouse are even worse than you remember. There's a lot of that fog streaming into the farmhouse. The entire first floor, you've got about 2 feet of fog in the first floor of the place as it just pours in relentlessly.
The farmhouse does not look like it would support me now. Leaf, can you, as a light creature with claws to climb, get to the peak of the eaves and see above this fog?
Well, I can try. Which is what I do.
Alright, since you have climb speed, there's no check required. You start going up the side. As you climb up, your claws seem to sink a little deeper into the wood than you'd really expect. You seem to pull bigger divots out of the wood than you'd really expect. Multiple shingles fall down, shattering into sharp shards all over the ground.
Careful with those.
And finally, you get to the very top. And not trusting your weight, you're not really even standing on the thing. You're kind of half leaning over the top of the farmhouse. You look around and you can't see the town any direction. However, you do see the forest, and as you're looking at the forest, a sharp peal of lightning flashes, and in the distance you think you see a house in the forest, which is odd because you have been looking around this area for the last 3 days, and you have not once seen anything in that forest.
Friends, can you hear me?
You hear Leaf shouting from very far distance.
Yeah, but I don't remember it being this tall.
What? Leaf, you're distant. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you do hear that. As you look down, you realize you can't see either of them, and you have the first experience of vertigo you've had in your adult life.
Oh, I lay down flat onto the roof of the where I'm at.
Several shingles fall off, trailing down, one landing directly next to Ivar, shattering against your boot.
Reach.
There's a house in the forest. I'm going to vomit.
This is all right to reach up, and I mean, I've got 10-foot reach, and I'm an 8-foot tall monster, so I'm just gonna put.
I have exactly comedy length for cat vomit range.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you throw up on me when I try to help you down?
Yes, I do.
Ah, serious game. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's in your fur.
Yeah.
I'm coming down.
Help her down.
All right. You start climbing down. Make a dex save to avoid slipping in the vomit that's on. No. You climb down and are standing on the ground next to everyone else. There's a.
When she's most of the way down, grab her under the arms and set her on the ground like she's a child.
Yeah, I kind of squat down next to the house and just kind of lean against it.
Do you want to rest in my bag?
No, it's not necessary. I just got a little dizzy up there.
See, I would assume that the cat would want to go in the bag.
Not that I have ever could even describe dizzy because I've never been it before.
Cat's out of the bag.
All right.
But that must be what it feels like.
Yeah, but as you guys are sitting there, the fog is getting thicker, and you're starting to get the very edge of that hard-to-breathe sensation that you had earlier.
I feel as if we are being pushed towards that house you mentioned. Which direction did you say?
As you mentioned that, another sharp peal of lightning into the distance, and you can clearly see the house against the backdrop of the moon.
Right there.
I believe it's over there.
The blood red moon.
That's okay.
The fog behind you gets colder.
We should go.
All right, you guys begin trudging through the dark forest. It is quiet and dark in the area. There are no chirpings of birds or chippings of squirrels. There's no animals that you can even hear. There's no bugs even flying around.
Nothing in the soup-like air.
But as you walk, you feel you're getting closer to the one dark, decrepit house, or the one house that you saw in the distance. And behind you, the dark, decrepit shadow of the farmhouse gets farther and farther away until you hear a very loud, audible crashing sound, as if the whole farmhouse had just collapsed, with shattering beams and stone fragments flying everywhere.
We should move more quickly.
That cannot be good. That's where I left the child.
The child is gone. That is...
I think I see its ghost.
Is bad omen. Children in night. Unnatural.
Alright, you guys start moving closer to the town. You guys continue traveling towards the town, finally going through the woods, which, as you break out on the other side, you get to a street which is surrounded on all sides by buildings. Each of the buildings appear to be shut tight. Get to the proper description here. Each of the buildings is shut tight, and the whole area is quiet and cold. Unnatural for a town.
Town is dead.
Well, where did this come from? We searched these woods.
Yeah. Tall house here. Nestled among these solemn dwellings stands a handful of close-up shops. Even the tavern is shut tight. A soft whimpering draws your eye towards a pair of children standing in the middle of an otherwise lifeless street.
Oh, there's the child. No, that's two of them.
You see a little boy crying and his older sister apparently trying to calm him down. She shushes him and then turns to you guys and says, "Help us, sirs! There's a monster in our house." She points to the tall brick house that has seen better days. Its windows
burn
are
it to the ground. I'm sorry. Continue.
She looks scared. "But my little baby brother's there."
Oh, that's definitely not the right choice then. Oh, stop doing that.
Wait, is not right. Why is Dead Town home to only one family?
They're just locked in their homes because it's so frightening tonight. The fog is bad.
Yes,
Who are you children?
We live in this house. My name is Rosavinda, and this is my little brother Thornbold. We need your help, sirs. We're very sad. Our little baby's brother is stuck in the house, and we need someone to save him.
Where is he stuck in the house?
His nursery's on the 3rd floor. Little Walter's in there. I'm very frightened for him, sir. Could you please help us?
Walter. Got it.
So, I'm looking around, crinkling my nose beneath my cowl, looking for any kinds of tracks, being very paranoid, as one should be in this setting. And being chaotic neutral, I'm not immediately inclined to help children.
We have to help them. They can't defend themselves.
Well, this is what we're paid for.
We are not paid for these children.
They're obviously in a town. We're paid to protect the town. This is the closest town to us at this point.
You... what?
Look, we haven't done anything for the town for 3 days because nothing's happened. But now something's happening. We should earn our money.
Bad omens.
This ale tastes like piss.
Fog is closing in. If we enter the house and it is bad, maybe we can just walk out again. Just enough discussion. Go.
Well, to be honest, the house looked better than the barn.
Yeah, the house does look well constructed at minimum. And there is a lot of fog in the house.
Is in middle of Dead Town that was not there this morning. Just look down at Tax.
I've been drinking a whole lot. I'm not sure.
Yeah, drinking was supposed to be guarding against werewolves. Now what? Are we going inside? Bash the door in, just like shoulder through, duck in.
It was a good quality door until a few seconds ago. Make a strength check for me.
This ale still tastes like piss.
Strength check. Now, does my size factor in at all?
No.
Did it game mechanically factor in at all?
Lift and carry.
Probably not then. You bounce off the sturdily constructed door.
Kevin, you gotta find some kind of picture.
The second time you hit it with your shoulder, however, the door completely caves, shattering inwards, breaking off the hinges on both sides, and you find yourself in the foyer.
Stupid.
A wrought iron gate that you just shouldered through stands on its side, and a lock on the other side fills the archway of the stone portico. The gate is unlocked and destroyed. Its rusty hinges shrieked when you slammed into it. Oil lamps hanging from the portico ceiling by chains flanking a set of oaken doors that you're currently staring at. Hanging on the wall south. Okay, you can't see that yet. So yes, you're looking at a pair of oaken doors. The portico is ruined at this point. You bent several of the bars, and it's knocked aside. It made a loud screeching sound as you smashed into it.
What part of there's monsters in there did you not understand?
You trying to open the second oaken door to the interior, or what are you guys going to do?
Well, go on. You've walked this far. At least move out of the room so the rest of us can get in there. Fine.
Out of way. Happy?
Open. Attempt to open the door.
All right, the door is unlocked, and as you grab a hold of it, it slides right open.
Yeah.
You step inside. Actually, make sure we get to the right layering mode here.
I always forget how to make it. I got these things.
All right, you see that now.
Sounds like that one little kid's back.
Apparently so. Maybe that's just the kids are talking outside the place.
Okay.
Hanging on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, which is a stylized golden windmill on a red field, flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Long dead members of the Durst family. Mahogany-framed double doors leading from the foyer to the main hall are set with panes of stained glass, which are currently not showing much because of the thick, deep fog outside.
Aristocrats, those are the upper level echelon of my tribes.
All right, you step into that area. That's all you've seen.
Fine, we go stealthily then. Not bad considering I have disadvantage until I can get a better set of armor.
All right, you creep quietly, going, I am sneaking. No, you creep quietly through the area. You're pretty sure no one can hear you.
Lead, I guess. I don't know.
All right, you're kind of quiet.
Glower down at you. Did you get quiet?
All right, Tass.
You broke the stained glass window.
As Tass is walking, he slips on one of the iron portico rods that were knocked free when you shattered it. Stumbling a pace, he twists around the next room, shattering his shoulder or smashing his shoulder into the stained glass, breaking it, and causing the shield on the wall to somehow become dislodged, which falls and bounces off the back of Ivar's head before clattering to the ground.
What are you doing? You said stealth. I stealth. You make noise. Ah! Go up to the door. Just.
I said you've already ruined.
You need to make another stealth check after that.
Nah. Just go through the door. We have to find the child.
Is that dog? Is it roughing?
Sweet Jesus, I'm eating all of Moze's good rolls. All right. You creep stealthily to the door again. The door is closed and closed.
Okay. I don't have thieves' tools, even though I have the skill. So.
Is it locked?
It's not locked.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it.
All right, you put your hand on it and try to open it, and it opens right up, revealing this room. I think I overdrew that, but okay. You see the following. A wide hall runs the width of the house with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword with a windmill camo worked into the hilt. Wood-paneled walls and are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Is it a cameo in the hilt?
A cameo, yes.
Okay.
Decorative paneling follows the staircase as it circles up to the second floor.
Trust nothing. Strange. We are not where we began. Bad magic.
I'm next to a door. Perhaps I should open that up.
Yes, open.
I do that.
All right.
Spear
You
overhead.
You open the door, revealing this oak panel room looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table, surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinets standing against the wall. There you go. That's what you see.
Should we give this room a good once-over, or...?
Trust nothing. Wolves.
We're looking for the child. It's on the 3rd floor. We have steps.
Remember, we were hunting werewolves. Now there are stuffed wolves.
I
Trust nothing.
don't know.
All
I'll
right.
begin going up the steps.
Okay.
He's going up here. Hold on.
Fools. Shut the door. Follow.
Okay.
We must remain together. You trust this place. Why?
All right. Upper hall. There are the unlit oil lamps are mounted on this wall, so this room is in darkness, unless you have a light source. So the bottom floor was lit. This floor is not. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood frame portrait that you can't make out any detail on due to the lack of light.
Can I see the oil lamps?
You can see the oil lamps. Yes.
I disappeared.
I cast Produce Flame.
All right. You pick out one of the nearby lamps and cast Produce Flame upon it, and it lights. It lights just fine, and it throws the entire room into a shadowy light. Do you wish to light the remaining ones, or just leave it at that one?
I'll light them all.
All right. Then the room is as well lit as it was downstairs. So the lit oil lamps are mounted on walls in this elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of the Durst family, the parents and their 2 smiling children, Rose and Thorn. Cradled in the father's arms is a swaddled baby, which the mother strangely seems to be looking at with a hint of scorn. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors in the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. While the armor is plate, a casual examination demonstrates that it's their statues, not rather real armor. The red marble staircase keeps going up one more flight of stairs.
So as I count, this is the 2nd floor, correct?
That is correct.
Well, I wasn't talking to you. Voice in my head.
Yes, this is definitely be the 2nd floor. You're correct.
Child said 3rd floor.
All right. Well,
Yes, his name was Walter.
So we're looking for Walter. Walter, are you here? Walter!
the room is silent, and no one responds.
Are you calling to a tiny baby?
Yes.
It may recognize its name.
Or it may hear a friendly voice such as mine and respond in kind.
Well, let's continue up since there's been no response.
All right, now everyone, the next set of rooms is up and to the left. Yep, right where James went. Okay, who's in the lead right now? Is that Tass?
That would be me.
Characters who climb to the red marble stair to the full height come to a dusty balcony with a suit of black paint armor sitting against one wall draped in cobwebs. The entire upper floor is draped. There's cobwebs everywhere, and the whole place looks unlived in.
Are those sconces next to the...
Yes, there are
attic?
sconces there. They are not lit. I guess light from the light from the lighting below is enough to shine off the armor slightly, revealing its presence to you.
Oh, well, we can't have this. It's too dark in here.
Indeed.
Cast Produce Flame on the sconces.
All right, you cast Produce Flame, and both sconces light up. Some of the cobwebs burn away, revealing the armor.
Careful. If we are to go through here, we should check armor for something. Make sure it's not some monster, undead.
Well, let's go to that little hallway up. I can kind of see the bottom of the floor there. Let's go up that hallway and we'll get through those doors.
Very well.
Armor's not going anywhere. We can check on it later.
As soon as you stand right there, Taz, combat begins.
Oh, look, it's combat.